I want to see what Mu goes for his build as well, because it is kind of mana intensive for this lane, but we all know that Sol Ring isn't anywhere near as strong as it used to be. That's one of the big reasons that actually Costabile on the top lane, looking to get the entire creep wave in onto him, as well as the combined attacks coming through from Force and Xavius, but they will get the... Wait, who got the first blood? Husky and Costabile, huh?
Yeah, they did indeed. And meanwhile, mid lane, Lelouch finds a solo kill.
Oh boy.
And again, we mentioned that Polaris are a vocal team. Lelouch giving some tilts in the tower, but Gunnar is at least being able to catch back up after that previous death.
It's gone much better for Nouns though in the laning stage than what we saw previously.
Bottom lane, Lelouch is going to rotate down. It's a beautiful blood right. Getting that extra control over towards the Dawnbreaker. Lelouch is going to have the finishing blow, but meanwhile, they will not have a stun to stop the TP out. So Z-Freak will make it back alive. Meanwhile, Nouns, they might consider about diving the Hoodwink under the tower. Although they're actually going to consider about TPing Force in. The Bushwhack will be off the mark, but instead, a beautiful shot's going to lock Gunnar inside the river. We'll see if the damage is going to be enough out of Force, and you bet it is. Gunnar doesn't have the health pool to be able to stay alive, and now Lelouch is connected to mid as well. From bot over to help out with the rest of the members. Beautifully done as Polaris bring both cores here to help out to secure the kills.
Yeah, that was the rotation that I was talking about, right? He did end up going for the Vanguard. Of course, he's up against a Tusk, so I understand why. Same sort of thing with a Bloodseeker, right? All of that increased attack speed suddenly doesn't feel quite as menacing.
Still, they need to be able to convert on this kill. An attempt under the tier 1 tower. Natsumi's going to try and step out of the Starbreaker. Looks like Mu beautifully done with his cast. He's going to be able to secure the kill, and now they'll go for AU as well. So no way for the Enigma to be able to slip into the tree line. Lelouch is going to try and TP down. He's got some ultimate charges to play with. He's going to turn towards Husky, but the burst damage is not enough. And now Lelouch, he's in trouble. He's playing off the back of the Resident Pulse Absorption. That's enough to keep him alive. Mu will end up TPing up, so he'll be okay. But in the end, we get some other kills as well, so that's a big rotation for Lelouch to be able to find 3-0-1, and we saw what he was able to do in game 1 top lane. Natsumi and Force in combination together, chasing down Costabile. They need to get in front of the Bristleback, but instead it's going to be the help for the bonus tag team, already maxed out. That's enough to provide them that extra damage to get rid of the position 1, and he was really the only person on Nouns that was having a good start to this lane.
I'm going to be very careful with his positioning. Z-Freak over to the left. They get a solo pick off onto the Hoodwink. He's been sitting mid, just soaking up a lot of this XP though, so I don't think Xavius will mind that all too much. He just wanted to make sure that the tower didn't get pushed in by the Pangolier while Lelouch was away, getting a lot of those kills, and more importantly, the network.
Force might be able to solo kill Gunnar. But the Solar Guardian and Husky's positioning will keep Gunnar alive, although Lelouch, he's going to be able to fall up as well. Beautifully done. Steps in with a burst required. Meanwhile, top lane though, Natsumi is in a little bit of trouble.
His name for quite some time. He doesn't have the greatest amount of net worth, but he is just farming away super happily on this bottom side, keeping the lane pushed in, and someone's going to need to have to deal with this.
Lelouch, he needs to get the kill pretty fast on the Z-Freak, but his other ultimate charges, they might not even catch up to the Vengeful Spirit. They'll miss out on the shards. He'll turn it back around, chucking out a missile. Beautifully done as Gunnar gets the streak, and meanwhile, Mu, he's going to enter the fight as well. A solo kill for the Dawnbreaker onto Xavius, but we're not done just yet. And Force and Natsumi in combination together. The Blood Right will buy them some time, but as soon as that runs out, Nouns can push on forward. Costabile starting to stack up the slows. Gunnar as well is going to be in with the art. Some of the fights. So you need to get to the stage where the Bristleback is strong enough to be able to kind of put yourself on the front line, and for Polaris not to be able to execute cleanly to blow him up as Husky. There's the Rolling Thunder we're speaking about, but AU will have plenty of time. He's even going to use the Black Hole. No messing around though with the Solar Guardian to be able to counter this. So a couple of ultimates expended from either sides, but the rest of Polaris, they're looking to get in the neighborhood. As they see that gun is caught out of position. An instant use of the swap, but Lelouch is nearby as well. But a beautiful double bushwhack will hold Mu down into place as Xavius finds the burst required to get another kill for Polaris.
Yeah, they use so much just to try and protect through onto him.
This is kind of nice. So Z-Freak's getting some me time down bottom. I think this is 3 waves in a row that the Venge has been able to find some farm. Oh, hold that thought. Costabile is going to be picked up. Force and Xavius combination together. Not only do they have the Void Spirit that the Hoodwink can play with, but Your forces that farm, they can look to play with him as well as, well, finally they'll address Z-Freak, who is freely farming up down bottom. It's going to be AU and Lelouch that were required to be able to defend the tower.
Nice little deny as well, so just gives them even more farm on Polaris. And they are going to end up going into that Yule Scepter that we were expecting for Lelouch. I think he's nearly finished up his full, the full item as well, so could very easily just look to purchase that one through. Level 12 as well, so his damage output is severely increased right now, and I mean, right now it just feels like...
On to the T1 tower, look at the burst again, Force and Xavius with the sharpshooter. They haven't got the damage until Force is able to utilize the snowball, but now that the reinforcements are showing up, they need a stun! And they'll just find the last second. Z-Freak is there with the magic missile. They're looking for more though, but Husky will be a little bit too late to cancel any other TPs with the Rolling Thunder. I mean, like, this is usually the Bristleback's home, and no one else can really try and clean up this area.
I think it's kind of out of necessity, right? He doesn't want to be super greedy. He wants to assist his team with trying to keep that top lane pushed out as much as possible.
Anyway, he jumps into the river. The Global Silence is going to be able to set up for the Solar Guardian. Bit of a mistake coming up from Lelouch, and yeah, Gunner gives him a tip back. He'll make sure he remembers.
Husky going for the jump here, trying to catch out.
In the river though, Moo. By the secret shop, Natsumi and AU, yeah, they're going to be able to see the Dawnbreaker splitting up for the rest of the team. So even though Nouns were trying to catch up with the Rolling Thunder mid, that gave them an opportunity to try and deal with the Dawn on the map.
I'm able to see that they've got this high ground watered as well. Xavius, not sure if you're in a position, buddy, to be able to go for this one, as the Rolling Thunder's committed to try and take him down. Get the slow,
cautious though. Yeah. The Rupture's there. Scarcy forced to cancel out the ultimate, and they recognize that Nouns, they're not playing with some big abilities to be able to utilize in the team fight. So 2 heroes are killed off with ease, and now they're even going to chase forward for more. Gunner's positioned up on the high gun. Cost ability
around the Roche pit, and that's going to be the next main objective for Polaris. They've got a Tusk, they've got a Bloodseeker that's able to attack super fast, they've got a Wraith Pact, plenty of damage.
The Triangle Force. They'll get the jump onto Costabile. A snowball's going to buy them some time. A beautiful setup for Lelouch to enter the fight. The damage is getting spread apart, but once Natsumi's able to enter, they don't have an answer to the Bloodseekers. The BKB just enables him to get the right clicks out, and Costabile will look for the TP, but the Remnant instantly stops out in its tracks, and now they've caught out Gunner as well. Another tip, Lelouch, he'll give him one back as Polaris loses 0 members.
Members lost, and well, they're gonna...
From Nouns, was the BKB on cooldown? It actually might prove to be an issue for Polaris getting some usage out of the Rupture, so they'll just look to take the T2 tower.
I think they're waiting.
Xavier's in a position to be able to jump back in though. He sees Gunner. Oh no, an AU! What an ultimate! The Global Silence comes out, but it will not matter. The Black Hole has done the dirty work. It's a position 5 Enigma into all the counters. Has an ultimate like that.
Oh, he really wants to try and get the silencer. Gunner brought back. Single roll and
Force. There we go. A kick onto Husky. An easy pickings as Force. Beautifully done to set that up.
He just wants to die to the tower. 10 seconds left on the Aegis. Quite a hard nut to crack.
Ooh. Okay, they're doubling back for a second. Seeing if there was an opportunity, but not the case. So in the end, Polaris, T3 tower is going to go down, and the melee barracks taking a decent chunk of damage as well. Mid lane, Force, there we go. The kick onto the Bristol, but look at the damage, man. Oh no, Natsumi just cleans apart the Bristol back, and now they're going to turn towards the Dawnbreaker as well. He'll get some distance away. A beautiful Manta dodge is able to avoid the magic missile, and Hussy's going to be in with a counter once again. Force, he found Gunner. Oh, that's perfect. Into the sharpshooter burst. The Tusk catching out another straggler.
They're just going to keep doing it.
It was a 5% chance, 31 minutes in. Well, the Force just doesn't get the kick, the slow. Now they're going to actually swap him back. Great reactions out of Force, being able to use the snowball to stop Nouns from jumping on that opportunity, and they just blow up Z-Freak instead. Look at the double back.
Oh, yep. The old C fake back. You love to see it. They want to fight.
Inside the base.
Gunner.
They see Gunner. Lelouch is going to give them the vision. They get the remnant as well. AU's in with the black hole. There's going to be no way to stop that. An easy kill onto the core silencer. Enigma's starting to fall low. They'll have at least the finishing blow to deal with AU, but can they get out with their own lives as Moot? He committed into the middle of the fight, and as soon as the BKB expires, they'll bring him down, and Force is onto another target. Nouns crumbling, 4 members gone.
And that was without the Wraith pack dropped as well, so probably would have even lived. Smoke play, but I'm not sure how effective this is going to be.
Really feels like... Yeah, that's a good question. Their only hope is swap into instant stun. Well, they don't have the heroes alive to be able to play with that, and so Xavier's can reposition, terms it with the sharpshooter, and jumps down to the low ground. Beautifully done coming out from the hoodwink, and meanwhile, on the opposite side of the fight, Gunner is caught out once again. This Tusk Aghanim Scepter being too much for Nouns to handle.
You almost have to call it at this stage. It's just going to be too demoralizing otherwise, and they're even looking to try and go for one more. Force, you know the man's always going to go for that extra kill, and it looks like he might be able to claim it here. Just tosses the corpse outside of the base.
Oh no. Asuka's doing what he can, but you know, this is looking like it might indeed be the series over and done with. But another kill to celebrate here for Polaris.
Another corpse kick. I love the ragdoll physics around it.
I'm a big fan of the Scepter as well. When we get to see some core Tusk, we didn't even mention the fact that the Tusk 3 is something that we've seen not have a whole lot of success, but Forces looked incredible on it this game. 12, 3, and 18. Very impressed with his performance.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's just that draft versatility, right? To be able to not just switch heroes around. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you can't show yourself. You actually cannot show yourself.
I mean, Gunner is a great Tusk mid as well, so he knows exactly the limits that you can look to play around, and I'm sure, you know, there's a little bit of karma for all the times that he's been spamming this out in his pubs, but they're just going to go for another one. There we go.
Combo like you were mentioning. Rupture into the kick, Costabile. He'll make it away. Hey, they do get Force.
Okay.
A bit of a streak. They have to use a lot to be able to bring him down. They'll be able to turn it back around into Husky. And look at the damage at Natsumi. A free fight here for the Bloodseeker. And the final team fight to be able to close out this game. Bruce are back on for 50 seconds, and the tier 4s are starting to go down as well. A very important series victory from Polaris. Yeah, being able to 2-0 Nouns. And we also saw earlier in the day as well, they were able to go 1-1 in their previous series. So they are now going to be 3-1 here for Polaris to kick us off in the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, for sure. And, well, it's on the back of some solid play, you know. The Polaris that just goes for the super deep dives without having the tools to be able to do so, they don't exist anymore. Well, maybe they're just in hibernation, but for now, they've been looking really solid, you know, being able to go 1-1 against a quality outfit like Na'Vi, and a very clean 2-0 against Nouns. It really didn't feel like